So I'm going to go over a little bit about the Mossberg 715T or 715 Tactical, which is what they're calling it. I've had this gun for maybe a year and a half, close to 2 years or so. I've put many rounds through it. So I'm just going to go over pretty much a couple of modifications that I have, or not even mods, just add-ons, and the pros and cons of it. As you can see, I've customized it a little bit. Usually they come in, they're just all black. I don't think they have I don't know what you call it, the military spec with the different colored camo and all that good stuff. From what I'm aware, what I believe, they all come in black. You have two models: 715T flat top, which is what's here, and then the one with the handle on it, which will be over here. So basically, what I've done to this one is I've added the adjustable stock, or not stock, foregrip. I'm sorry, adjustable foregrip. I think it's 6-way adjustable, I believe. Which I really like that one, to be honest with you. Although honestly, obviously, you do not need a foregrip on this weapon. I've painted the Picatinny rails, the foregrip, the magazine release, the pistol grip, and the buttstock. The buttstock obviously is by ATI, and it is collapsible. And I believe that is also 6-way adjustable, if I remember correctly. What else? Oh, I've added a UTG red dot, green dot scope, which, I mean, it works. I don't know if you can see that because I have my flash on, so you probably can't see it. You can't really see it, but I mean, it works well. There's no magnification to it. Well, they say that it's a one-time magnification, but there's no magnification that I can tell, at least. I did also have a before I bought this tactical scope, I bought a Barska unit. Got that off Amazon, and it was absolutely horrible. I mean, it was just horrible. The red dot, the lenses inside of it were just misaligned, and it was just the most horrible scope that I've ever bought. So I went ahead and returned that and bought the UTG unit, which, I mean, it works. The only downfall of it is that it loses zero pretty quickly. Not quickly, but it definitely loses zero. So after maybe, I don't know, a month or so, you're probably going to have to re-zero it unless you get lucky. Now, when the gun comes to you, it comes with the front sight and the rear sight. Obviously, I took the rear sight off. I did have the front sight off, but I just recently put that back on because I wanted to see if there would be a difference with shooting with the red dot and the front sight on at the same time. Now, I haven't shot the weapon since I put the front sight on, but hopefully next time I go shooting, I'll be able to see how it works. I think honestly it looks pretty nice in the black and khaki color that I painted it. I actually like the way it looks. I mean, it feels good in your hands. I believe the gun weighs about 5.5 pounds or something like that. Now, the pro of the gun, it's once you get it zeroed, and if you're not using a cheap, cheesy scope, I think I paid, I don't know, about 30 or 40 bucks for that scope. I keep calling it a scope, but the reticle, or whatever you want to call it. If you're not using that and you actually zero in your sights, it can be a very accurate weapon. It shoots well. The only problem is, of course, the fail to ejects and the fail to fires. Now, a lot of that, actually, let me go ahead and just clear this real quick. And which is another another problem with this weapon. Let me put it down real quick. Okay. Magazine's out. weapon is checked. Now, the problem, the problem with this gun, I think, is the magazine itself. Now, it's a nice magazine because it holds 25 rounds. However, getting 25 in is a pain in the ass. The spring, I assume, is just way too heavy. And it's really difficult to get all 25 in, even with the load assister. Now, on top of that, the magazine has a tendency, when it's in the weapon, to wiggle back and forth a little bit. That little bit of play is what I believe is causing the FTEs, or even the felt fires. I'm not sure. Probably both. There are some fixes that I've seen with putting sort of like tape around to sort of stiffen up. You know, if you put tape around the inside here, this part here, not just tape, but sort of a, I'm not sure what the tape is, but if you put that in on the inside, it sort of keeps the clip steady. And that should help in the failure to assists, or a failure to ejects and the failure to fires. At least that's what I've heard. So that's one major problem. However, there is a way of unloading the clip with just using your finger. You know, when you push down, you just want to sort of tilt it over a little bit. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But when you press down on the release, just flip the gun, and the magazine should fall out. It works all the time for me. And it you actually kind of look cool doing it, to be honest with you. I also got a sling for it, you know, but that works well. Whatever. What else? Oh, cleaning this weapon is so horrible. It's the worst thing, because, you know, it's based off of the 22 Plinkster from Mossberg, right? So underneath all of this casing, all this polymer, or even plastic, whatever, is just a 22 Plinkster. That's all it is. I mean, it looks cool, but it's basically just a 22 Plinkster. And it is the worst thing to fucking clean. I mean, you've got all these screws that you've got to take out, right? Then you've got pins that you got to pop out. And then you can finally pull out the actual trigger mechanism and, you know, your release here, you know. And it's horrible. It is such a bitch to clean. And that's a major downfall, as opposed to like the M&P 1522, where it's basic AR style. You know, you flip it up, you press 2 pins, and you're getting your gun apart, and you're cleaning it, and you're done in like 10 minutes. No, not with this guy. It's going to take at least 30 minutes to clean this thing, and it sucks. You know, it really does suck. It's a pain in the ass. It makes me not even want to clean it. But what do you expect for a $300 gun that looks like an AR? However, I mean, it does look good, and you can customize it. There's a lot of things you can put on here. You can put on your flashlight. You know, you got the full Picatinny rails. You know, this fall free floating rail system and all that good stuff. You know, you got your little muzzle brake over here and all that. I mean, it looks good. You know, your charging handle obviously is fake because this is your charging handle. But overall, for the beginner, a 22 715T, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad for the money. You know, you're going to get your money's worth out of it because 22 is cheap to shoot. A lot of people that do have actual 5.56 or 223 ARs use these 22s as sort of practice because it kind of feel the same. You know, I mean, the recoil on this 22 is nothing. There is basically no recoil whatsoever. So, I mean, it's different in that aspect. But for the most part, it's not a bad way to spend $300 or less than $300 now. When I bought this a year and a half ago, it was, I don't know, I think I paid $313 for it. So, you know, in my opinion, though, I would probably save up a little bit more and just go ahead and get the 1522 by M&P, or by Smith & Wesson, rather, just because of the ease of cleaning and the fail to fire or the fail to ejects from this weapon here. Other than that, it's a fun weapon. You know, it's cool to play with, fun to just mess around with. But and like I said, you get your money's worth because, well, when 22s were readily available, it was cheap to shoot. Now, however, it's a little bit more expensive to shoot. But other than that, it's a good gun. If they could have just, I don't know, manufactured it a little bit more, maybe taken a few cues from Smith & Wesson with their M&P 1522, made it a little bit more easy to break down and clean, then for $300, this would have been the perfect weapon. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helped someone that was looking into getting the Mossberg 715T. Thanks for watching.